be a little where people just like, that's not regular, right? Because I'm not regular. Are you ready?
Yes.
Welcome to Q and K's Unique Relationships. I am Q.
And I'm Kay.
How y'all doing today? Ooh, that rhymes. Look at that. Q, K, how you doing today? All right. We'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
You're a poet, baby, and you didn't even know it.
Right. I'll be freestyling like rappers. Like,
What?
no,
No, no,
no, I
that's a
can't.
stretch. That's a stretch.
Let me try it. Can I try something? Let me
Sure.
see.
Oh my gosh.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I wreck the mic like a pit pit. Hope, never mind. That ain't. Never mind. Okay. Hey, so what we gonna talk about today is dating with intention.
Mhm.
A lot of I'm gonna use us. Let's go with us. A lot of us go out here and we see somebody and they look good and they showing a little bit of a little attention to us, like, ooh, wow, ooh, interest and all that. And we get all excited, like, ooh, okay. Well, I don't know about women. I know men do. We get excited. We can't show it though. We gotta play cool, like, oh, you want my number? Okay, I'll give it to you. No, we be excited inside. We like, oh my gosh, this pretty girl want my number. But what we need to do is learn what to do after that,
Yeah.
or even during the initial before you get the phone number.
Mm.
Um, you meet the person and like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. Y'all get into a little bit of discussion. Y'all talk and hey, this person is digging me and I'm digging this person, and then we exchange phone numbers. We need to talk about what needs to happen after that.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to be the only one talking. That's okay. Give her a moment. She's still stage fright at the moment. So, just like the sixth one, right? And I'm saying stage fright.
No.
I got to mess with you. Anyway, so what? All right, so cool. Before dating with intentions, you got to know what are your intentions. Are you looking for somebody to just have a fling with, have a just now with,
Mm.
or maybe a long term thing with? You got to know that yourself,
Right.
because you can't be dating somebody and y'all go on for a little while and then you're like, oh well, he ghosted me or she ghosted me.
Mm.
Well, I think the ghosted happened for a reason, because I don't think anybody really set boundaries. Boundaries need to be set. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you are. You got to set a boundary, and a boundary could be, um, do I want a now person or do I want a now and forever person? But you got to set the boundary. You got to notice yourself. If you don't notice yourself, it's kind of hard for the other person to know where you're really trying to go,
Yeah.
where you want y'all to go. So when I say date with intentions, like, okay, cool. Let's start with I want a sneaky link, or I just want to right now, whatever.
Or one night stand.
When I say it, well, it's kind of hard to say I want a one night stand when
No,
you
sometimes you can hit somebody. You can say, "Listen, I'm not interested in anything long
long
term.
term, right?
I just want to have fun. And are you interested in that?" I think it's important just to be honest and open, have those intentions, set with some boundaries, like you said. And
Right.
I think that that's um, important. But it goes back to something we talked about in one of our other videos is you just have to really know yourself. And so if you know that you are not really in a relate, like if you're dating, say for instance, a woman is just interested in dating to get to know somebody because she wants her forever person, right? And in our society, we always want to classify a forever person as my husband, my wife. Um, I think there are new definitions and um, uh, that that will actually kind of open up what a forever person looks like. There are people
Cause,
who are in marriages who aren't as committed as people who are not in marriages,
right.
who are just or way more committed. So,
Don't
it,
always take a ring. Don't always take a proposal. Don't always take a marriage. Oh, don't always take a sign here.
yeah, a preacher, a whole ceremony.
All that. The flower girl.
It's all of that is for the people. So, and this illusion that this is what we've always wanted. This was like the ultimate grandeur expression of love. And sometimes that's not necessarily true. Now, levels of commitment can be challenged and challenging to define if a person, but that has to be something both of you agree on, right?
It's got to be something you guys got
But
to
if,
speak on in the beginning.
yeah, if you
That's
know you definitely want to be married and they're like, look, I know that I'll love you forever and I don't want to be married, then that might be something that might be a deal breaker for you guys because you're not going to change him and he's not going to change you.
and that's just something that you should have in the beginning, like that discussion in the beginning. That's why you during the dating stages in the beginning, speak on what you want, and it's the truth. Like right now, I feel like this is the thing that people are afraid of. People are afraid of just being honest and being truthful. Just because you're attracted to that person and you don't want to lose that person, I don't say lose them like you really having any anything entwined in there.
You don't have any
But
control over whether they stay or go.
you just give everybody the option and the choices to do what they want to do. Like, okay, hey, listen, I want to. Now you pulled up marriage. All right, I'm gonna be married.
Mm,
You don't.
mm,
Where do we go from here? I'm like, oh well, I'm marriage minded. I don't think that this is gonna work.
right.
Or I'm not marriage minded, and I don't think this is gonna work. You got to speak on it in the beginning, get it out the way, because what happens is this holds your relationship down,
Yeah.
and then later on down the line, it's going to
It's
pull
gonna
up
come back up.
resentment.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come back up. It's going to bring
Mm-hmm.
up resentment
Somebody's gonna be
and
resentful for sure.
resentful. So
Definitely.
that's why when it goes to dating with intentions, is hey, you know what? You met this guy. He looks great. He's got he checked all the boxes, them dumb boxes I keep talking about. And or you meet this woman, she checks all these dumb boxes that don't hold too much value anyway. But yeah, so you do all this, y'all do all
I'll
that.
challenge that later, but go
That's
ahead.
cool. You challenge it. But here's the deal. You do all this, do all that, and like, okay, cool. This is the person that check all the boxes, but we not on the same page when it comes
For
to
right for
for
intentionality.
intentionality. Like,
Yes.
okay, well, you know what?
What is the
This is the
intention?
time. Yeah, this is the time to be just honest and say, hey, well, this is what I really want.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to lose the person that check all these boxes because they want something else. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. But at least now you have dated with intention. You see how it work, and you go to the next person. Because we all need a person. I don't care how many people say I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. We all need somebody. I don't care.
Right.
Fight that all you want.
And we all want one. I mean, you know what I mean? We
Right.
want one. We don't want to have to need a man or need a woman. We want to want them. And we're honest when we say, because God made us to be relational.
Together.
He did. He did.
Together.
He just created that in us.
I mean,
So,
I'm a sidebar on that, what you're saying, right? You ever see these, like, I see some people sometimes, I be looking like, and I'm sorry, I be judging. I don't judge that much anymore, but I be judging like, I be looking like, holy crap, you are not attractive, but you pushing a baby carriage. There's somebody for somebody. You know what I mean? So I don't care what nobody say when they're like, "Oh, I don't need somebody. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman." Like, well, we need each other because,
I mean, she might have the most amazing personality in the world. You just don't know. She
whew,
might
that
just be so
personality
much.
got to be the
She got.
best.
I'm just saying, she might just be like so much fun. She might be
And I'm talking about he too.
trustworthy.
I be seeing he's. I be looking at he, and I'm
Well,
like,
my mother used to say women will take men deaf, dumb, blind, crippled, and crazy. So
whoa. I be seeing men. I'm like, whoa. And then the crazy part is, I'm sorry.
they'll be
I'm
with
sorry.
this
I'm sorry.
most
They
amazing,
be looking at this
beautiful woman.
bad chick, and I'm looking at this guy like, what? How did this
You know what?
happen?
Can I say something to that? A woman gets to a point and stage of her life sometimes when she's been through enough crap with all of the guys who she deemed her type. This, whatever, and the definition of fine by everybody else's standards, and then she finds that she just really wants a man who will treat her right,
And the
who
one
will
she
be
connects with.
honest, who jives with her in a way that he literally is. He floats her boat.
Hmm.
He feeds into her soul. Like all of that is important.
But you know, also, let's can we throw this in there?
And
Maybe when they met each other, they dated with intention and said, "This is what I wanted,"
yeah,
and they were honest about it,
yeah,
and they gave each other give that person a chance. Don't lie, fellas. I'm gonna go with the fellas. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna knock the women. I'm gonna knock them in. Fellas, we ain't gotta meet a girl and lie to him. Oh well, I'm gonna take you on shopping sprees. I'm gonna buy you this bag. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take it in it. No, man, just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself and say, hey, this is what I want out of a relationship. Just y'all can do this.
substance.
Y'all can have this common substance is my number one favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, substance.
Date date somebody with substance. Stop dating these superficial people.
Yeah,
Like, okay, hey, listen, I'm not gonna knock anybody with BBLs. Y'all can have them all. Have all the fake everything's.
yeah.
I'm trying to keep my language intact. I'm trying to okay, but
We all
hey,
need some
listen,
improvement.
everybody needs
We all
love,
need
this, that,
some
and the other, and
improvement.
I don't want to knock anybody who does what they do. So if you have all these body enhancements or whatever,
Your body might have needed some enhancing.
it might, because I be seeing some. Listen,
Listen,
I think we need to come up with a system, y'all. You ready? I think we need to come up with a system where we see somebody and they look good. You look at them, but they got no butt at all. I think we need to just go ahead and give them a pass. Hey, listen, go go
check out
go
that.
get that fit. Get a little extra. Not now. See, here's the deal. Don't go with that. Don't go with the XL. There should be a limit. It should be a X, a S, X,
Like a
a
double.
small, a medium, medium, a large, an extra large, and a double extra large. Now,
You know what though? I think some people have been without, and they have admired other people with, and they just go to the extreme. So, we have to. Everything in life is about balance, right?
mm,
Everything in its proper balance. I think sometimes we just go overboard, but we digress.
I'm sorry, that's my
Let's just
bad. I went off.
let's
I went off
reel it all
the
back.
rail.
That's
Okay,
my
come
job.
back. Come
I'm
on
gonna
back.
keep us
Yeah,
focused.
yeah. I
It's
need
okay.
focus
I
because I'm
know.
not
I
focused.
know.
I need you to help me.
ADHD.
Yeah,
ADHD.
thank you.
And it's
Woo.
okay. I accept you with all of that.
But we're back to intention. Back
We
to
are back to
intentions.
intentions.
Intentions is what is it you like? Okay, cool. Let's go back to I do the BBL thing. Hey, I wanted a girl with a BBL. I don't really want to have a relationship with you, but I would like to experience that. But that's truthful and being honest and your intentions. These are your intentions. It don't always have to be, oh, my intentions is let's get married and have 18 kids and no, don't do 18 kids. That's too many, right? Because it's not enough a
Yeah,
lifetime. All right, let's
can't
go.
do
Because back in
18.
the day, they used to have like 13
I know.
kids.
It's normal. It was normal
It was
then.
normal. Okay, so
Ours
let's
was,
say,
the way our bank account and the way our
don't worry like that. Don't worry like that.
the way
But you know
our
what?
society is set up
But you know
and our
what, though?
economy is set up.
I know, well, you know that. But you know what? You meet a guy and he's like, yo, I want at least 8 kids. You got to sit back and like, all right, let's do the time frame on that. I'm
Yeah,
this age
I'm
now.
30.
I'm
I'd
30.
have to have a
And
child every year
I,
between now and 38.
I don't think I could do it. You know what I mean? But
I-
at least we
Mhm.
give the person the opportunity to
And
hear your
maybe you
deal.
want 3 and y'all compromise on 4.
Right, because you can always, relationship is about
It
compromising.
is.
But at least now you have an idea of the intention of this person, not where this person is hiding their intention, and then later on, oh yeah, after we then got married, I need 8 kids. I'm like, hold up, bro, you ain't,
Mhm.
we never talked about 8 kids. Where this come from?
So you know what? So far, what we've discussed, if I can just recap,
Go ahead, recap.
we have hit on some really important things in dating with intentionality. We've talked about being yourself, being honest with that person, and then we just hit on compromise,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And I think
Compromise is important.
it's important. And we talked about substance, looking for someone with substance and realizing no matter what, we can be the best versions of ourselves. So if you feel like you need a BBL, I mean, I want some veneers right now. So like there's always some enhancements that
Hmm.
people can have that will make them feel their best about themselves.
Hmm.
It's okay. I mean, honestly, we comb our hair naturally. Our hair wants to do whatever it wants to do, but we comb it to enhance it, right? We
Hmm.
brush it, we put oil on it, we put wave caps, all of that.
Hmm.
It's about enhancement. We brush our teeth because
Right.
naturally, if we didn't, they would just turn a whole nother color. But we do the enhancements. Like
Hmm.
that's all about care for ourselves.
Right.
And so I'm not against that.
And
I'm
going by what she just said, I don't want everybody to think I'm knocking BBLs and nothing like
no,
that. You know what I'm
not at
saying? It's
all.
not. Once again, I just say like this. Some people you see, they should get a pass. Like
You
we
need
should
it.
all walk around with a BBL pass in our pocket. Everybody, and we see that one who got the no booty in the front, but the booty's in the front instead of in the back. And you're like, all right, here you get a pass because you could tell them to move that front to the back, and it'll make it work out a little bit. So I ain't knocking BBLs. Do oh, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad.
I just, so we've hit on a lot of important things, things that are basic, right? We all know these things. We want, we want relationships. And we also touched on boundaries, right? So we've hit a lot of great points about what's important in a relationship, when you're being intentional. The biggest thing is about being honest with yourself. I heard someone say other people may try to lie to you, but definitely don't lie to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is, and when I said I wanted to debunk earlier what you said about the dumb list, I think there are things that should be on your list. I think there are dumb things we can put on our list. That won't make the whole list dumb. I think you can have a real intellectual list that's um, that's authentic and honest,
I,
right?
I agree with that
I think the
because if
problem
you
is
if you
that we
got on
put
your
too many
list,
dumb things on there.
right? If you got on your list that you don't want a crackhead, that's not a dumb list.
Right. I
Because I
don't
mean,
want to.
you don't want to
Yeah.
get involved with somebody that's a crackhead because you're gonna find out your TV missing. You know what I mean? Your jewelry is missing. You know what I mean? Like I
Absolutely.
had some money on the table and it's gone now. Like
What's going
yeah.
on?
So if crackhead is on your list, keep that on there.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Not getting. Yeah.
I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not knocking crackheads either. I love crackheads. They funny as hell. I'm sorry, they
My
funny.
point is,
Okay.
his point is,
And they
our point
fast too. You
is,
can't hit them with your car. They fast. I've been trying to get points.
I
I can't. Okay, never mind.
um,
Another conversation. Another
focus,
time. Focus.
focus,
All right, focus.
keeping us focused. So I think, I think it's important to,
They fast. Go ahead.
I think it's important to for us to always um, revisit the list. Once we because it might need to be revised,
Oh
right?
no, I got you. You know what? I like. Maybe you was going here, but I'm gonna jump in here.
Go on, go
You know
ahead.
what? Have that list. But when you meet somebody that is like making you feel some kind of way,
Hmm.
maybe some things on that list need to be erased.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Revise,
That's what I'm saying.
replay
Revise.
some things that you really are enjoying that you didn't realize that you even wanted.
Because you'll meet this person like, yo, this person makes me feel some kind of way, but not matching some of these things on my
Well,
list.
I'll say this as an example. I never realized I like Q's really funny to me. Like
I ain't funny.
he's comedic and silly, and
I'm funny looking.
I think I think I love your face, babe. I think what happens too is I didn't realize that I loved and enjoyed someone who made me laugh, and I so for me that would have not have been on my list, and then later was put on my list because this is like a must have. This is important. Like I enjoy the fact that somebody we laugh so much all the time. Like we are silly and we can be vulnerable and we can just be raw. Like and that's important. You need that person that you can totally be naked in front of, and I don't mean physically naked. I mean who you can show your nakedness to, and they will cover it. They will co-sign it. Like all of that is important.
I changed the list, baby.
You did.
I
You
changed the
changed.
list.
Yes, you did.
I changed the list, y'all. That can happen. That can happen.
It
So you
happened.
can't
It
have a
happened,
list.
sweetheart.
You know what
And
I
you
mean?
know, and the thing
Then
is, go ahead.
let me go in this and I'm gonna go against what I've always had an issue with. I've had an issue with people who had a list. Now you just help me with that. And it is okay to have a list. It does have to make sense though. It can't be like fantasize. Like I want my guy to one day have wings and fly us to the moon. No, okay. It's gotta be some kind of realistic.
Yeah.
And I think as you go on, I think what happens with a lot of people is they start creating lists from their past experiences.
Right.
And that makes sense. Like, okay, I don't want an abuser. I don't want. Oh, dang, we use that word. Can't use that word in none of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want somebody who is going to be,
Mm-hmm.
showing up with a new baby every month from somebody else.
Mm.
There's lists to have, and it makes sense. I mean, because you did have a past,
Yeah.
and we all have. I mean,
And
I've
we
had a
should have
past.
learned some things from our past, right?
Learn it, and
We have to like take those because we have this saying in our family, like when something happens and then it's over, we'll be like, okay, what did we learn? That's something I used to ask my kids when they were little, and so they've grown up with that. Like after it's all over, what do we learn? It's a process. It's a concept that's learned that's used in business when they will have completed an event or a project. They always debrief to say what worked, what didn't work, and I think that's the important things that we have some takeaways
I
from,
like that.
right. So I think those I think it's important to kind of analyze. um, I think what we can't do is just, like I said, everything in its proper balance. You can't just go from one extreme to the polar opposite. Like that
then
that that
that
makes
extreme,
no sense.
no sense. But you know
None.
what
Because
though?
now you got just as bad of a situation just on the other side.
But see, here is my way of helping what you just said, and helping people learn how to date with intention. So you've had all that, understand? Okay, cool. I've been with this person, and let's go with the ones that didn't work out. This person said this. Person said this. This person said that.
Yeah.
Now, from experience, and when you're working on it, dating on intention, because you know what, not everybody tells the truth.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm dating with attention, and this person's say they dating with attention, and they're not telling you the truth.
Right.
But you have experienced enough. It's supposed, especially because all of us. I think most of us in the 30s and 40s and 50s, we've been through enough to know. Okay, I've seen this episode before.
Right.
Even though I'm telling you now, I'm only dating with intention. I'm not trying to do this, that. You do what you want to do. You whether, like I said, you want to do a quickie, a this, that, and the other. You know what you want, but now you at least have enough in your artillery to know. All right, I dealt with someone who said these things before, even when I said I want to be intentional, and this is how it wound up because this person was been manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell these things, and
Yeah.
and I swear I don't know, and I don't want to be rude. I'm gonna say both.
Okay.
I have seen men that women have been into, and I'm like, yo, you can't tell me you don't understand that this guy's gonna break your life.
You know,
You can't tell me that, and you don't see it. I see it off the bat. Same thing with women.
yeah.
Like, bro, oh my god, you don't see what she's doing right now,
Yeah.
and you letting all that slide.
You know what? Can I just say what it is?
Okay.
I can tell
'Cause
you
there's
why
something.
that's
I
happening.
know there's something.
There are two things, but they go deep, so that's a whole nother conversation.
It is.
I will say that what happens is some part of their presence in their life is feeding their emptiness. There, some part of them being present in their life feeds and fills a gap. And it's hard to let that go when that gap has been empty so long and now somebody seems to be filling it. Even with all of their foolishness, and you know it's foolishness, but you won't. You decide every morning to put them rose-colored glasses on because you
The
just don't want to
blinders,
see.
right?
And the thing is that you're making that choice because you feel like it's an even exchange for what you do get out of it.
And this is something that I'm used to and I'm comfortable with this
I'm
way.
I'm I may or may not be used to it. But what I do know is I don't want to lose this gap filled. I don't want to lose this person who fills this empty place in me. And so you stay because you're getting something out of it. And I can eat and you feel like it's okay in exchange for what I'm getting out of it. I'm willing to deal with the foolishness. I'm willing to deal with this, that, and the other, even though I know that chances are if I'm compromising on that level, this is not going to end well because that level of compromise is a different type of compromise. When we talk about compromise, we talk about compromise coming into the middle on things that need to be agreed upon that we both feel strongly about. The other compromise is more of um, I am making a choice to just not hold to a standard, or I'm removing a boundary, or I'm so you we just all have to make intellectual and emotionally intelligent decisions about what's really in our best interest. And sometimes things are just not in our best interest. Even if they are filling a gap, I can promise you somebody else can come into your life and fill that gap. Or how about this? How about chances are that gap needs to be filled by you and you're wanting somebody else to come in there. I think before we move from one relationship to the next, we have that debriefing period where we talk about what worked, what didn't work, and what was in me that allowed that to last that long, or for me to get into that relationship that strong, or what was in me that was lacking that allowed that brokenness to remain.
Or with the I think we spoke about the loneliness before, where you finding a way to be comfortable with being lonely and knowing yourself.
Yeah,
That stage definitely has to happen.
yeah,
It
yeah,
has to happen.
yes.
Um,
And
I skipped
alone
it.
alone is not lonely.
I
I
skipped
mean,
it.
you can be alone and not lonely. You can, you
Hate that
know,
I skipped it.
do you?
I do. I hate that I skipped it because, like, things are going lovely right now between us, but I feel like I needed that. I needed to allow lonely to do what it does.
It does. Lonely does cause you to get in touch with yourself. Now, what I will say to that is I encourage you to get in touch with yourself. I encourage you and push you to to because there's always more than one way to do everything. Y'all do know that, right? There's always more than one way to do nine things like 9 times out of nine. There's a second way to do everything. Um, I would say that if you have a person who supports you and encourages you to get in touch with yourself and know yourself and all of those things that would have happened during that time.
I
I
will
get
say,
it. I get that. I get it what you're saying. I'm not upset about that at all. I get it. I encouraged it. I actually told you that you needed it. I am the one who said you need some alone time. You need time to like heal, to get to know yourself because you're coming straight out of another relationship with the scent of another woman still on you. And
I
you
took a shower.
mentally still thinking through that filter of what that
Oh,
relationship required of what so you didn't know enough yet
took at least
about
three
who
showers.
you were
At least three.
y'all see what y'all, okay, enough time to get to know you in the way that says what I like, what I don't like. I will reference a movie that Julia Roberts was in
It was
called
two soaps.
one of it Runaway Bride. And remember in the movie, if you'll recall, she every time she got with a different man, if he liked his ex poached, she liked him poached. If he liked him scrambled, she liked him scrambled. If he liked him over easy, she liked him over easy. And at the end, her friend asked her, "How do you like your eggs?"
Right.
So she cooked them
Right.
every possible way, laid them out, and then tasted them all because she needed to know herself. Otherwise, you get into relationships and you
Let's
find
go.
yourself assimilating to another person because you don't know even yourself enough. So I think that is important. I think we run into that when we are hungry and empty and we haven't filled those holes and gaps and empty spaces in ourselves.
Right. I use cologne too. I did it. I just smell like.
Focus.
Oh, okay. Says some another woman.
I
Yeah.
just saying a
Oh,
scent of
I got
another
you. I got you.
woman,
I got you. I got
meaning
you. I
that
just
you
mess with
just
you.
left that relationship so short time ago that you still think through um, who you were together. That's your mental mind. Is I filter everything through how we did things, and you didn't never take the moment to learn how do I do things, how do I
Right.
want, how do
Right.
I like, how do I prefer.
True.
I think that's important, and I think knowing that I was proceeding into this relationship with you refusing to take that time like I suggested.
But no, 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 no.
But
But
it was a dual choice. I will say that
just
I
not.
tried. I offered it, but
It's not for me. It's not for me to still back to the viewer about loneliness
I
and
get
what
it.
all you just said just now.
Hmm.
Beautiful, because that's something that a person don't know about themselves, especially when I'm gonna call it pleasing. You pleasing someone else, you're
Yeah,
pleasing everybody else but yourself.
the disease to please.
The disease to please,
Yeah, you got to get cured of that. Now, I think
and
it's
that loneliness helps you
yeah.
with that, because the loneliness tells you what type of eggs you like. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
What kind of, like, what do you want to do in your mindset? Like, okay, cool. When I got free time, I want to do this by myself, or do this by myself. Learn those things that you want to do by yourself, and I think that you can learn yourself and then be able to date with intention,
Yeah,
because now you know yourself,
yeah,
and now you can know what it is that you want out of a relationship, because we all need somebody.
yeah.
I'm saying, I
Can
don't
I
care how you
can
say
I
it.
touch on chemistry for a moment?
Come on, let's do it.
So, when you meet somebody, I know you mentioned earlier, like you meet somebody and you've got this thing going between you guys. You feeling it. It's like strong. It's like, oh
Hmm.
my God, I can't wait to talk to them again. I can't wait to see them
Mm.
again, be with them. You know, you can have chemistry with somebody. Chemistry is a good first thing. Attraction, and then chemistry. Is you look at that person, you got to be so physically attractive, right? And then there's this chemistry, right? That happens that says, "Ooh, I like this person. They kind of light me up on the inside." But you got to go past chemistry
Mm.
to connection, right?
Chemistry can make you blind sometimes.
Chemistry can have you all thrown off,
And have you
right?
blind.
It can have you all thrown off. So, like, you want to go past chemistry to connection. Does this person connect to not only who I am, because by this time I know myself,
Hmm.
does it connect to my purpose? Like, if I know, and I'll tell you this example, I was dating someone who I told him, look, I want to start a XYZ business. And he was like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with that. That should have been my first sign right there. We didn't have connections on purpose. I
Um,
we got to be able
I
to.
can push back on that one.
Okay, give me a moment. Hold
Yeah,
on.
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
say it's important because once I start getting into my purpose, if it's something you're not interested in, we're gonna have an immediate disconnection.
Mhm.
We're gonna have a disconnection that goes all the way to the core of who I am. How can a relationship be sustained if we can't connect on purpose? I'm not saying that you got to be there and be a part of that business, but you got to be able to connect. You got to be able to feed into that thing for me while I feed into whatever your purpose is for you, because otherwise we're going to have a disconnect, and that disconnect is going to bite us in the butt. That's all I'm saying.
Got you. I mean, listen, if I'm into training whales how to flip and jump out
Okay,
of the
or
water.
just like
You know what I mean?
wrestling. I'm
And,
not interested in
right,
wrestling,
but that's your thing.
but it's your thing. So
I would
I
not. I would not. I would not stop you on your dream and your thing, you
Right.
continue to do so.
Yeah.
I don't need to be part of it all the time. Now, if I can give advice to your thing, I'll do so.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm over here training Wells how to flip and splash people in the splash zone.
But guess what? While you over there training people how to training whales how to flip and splash,
Mm-hmm.
guess where I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be in the audience being splashed because I'm going to be there to connect to that what's important. Whatever is, if that's important to you and that's literally part of your purpose, I'm gonna be a part of that. And in whatever capacity I am in, I had someone, I know someone who was dating somebody who loved to hunt and fish. I wasn't into hunting and fishing. I'm not an outdoorsman. I like the outside, but in a controlled way. My idea of roughing it is being at,
And,
like when we talk about going
screened
out.
in
Oh my God,
backyard
I am not a
patio.
I am not that person. I swear, I'm sorry, but every
I
time
feel
he
you.
got ready to go hunting or fishing, I packed his lunch. I was making sure he had whatever he needed for his tackle. I made sure he had whatever. I collected the lint out the dryer so he could start a fire. I wasn't gonna be there, but guess what? I made sure I supported that. I'm not
And
disinterested
that's
to the
lovely.
point
That's
of
lovely.
yeah. I'm saying.
And it's not like, okay, or that's your thing.
But that wasn't about
leave
purpose.
it alone.
You
Yeah.
understand that is interest. That wasn't purpose. I'm talking about purpose. Purpose is a huge part of who you are and why we live and breathe, right? And why we were even put on this earth. We are here to fulfill a purpose. If I can't connect to your purpose, then you and I don't need to be together.
And then we got to go back to dating with purpose.
Yeah, dating with intentionality. You got to
Intention.
go into it.
You got to. It can't be what it was before.
No.
Can't be what it was before, where you get this person's number, y'all get in contact, and you just automatically assume things gonna work the way you want.
Right.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want.
Yeah.
Say what you looking for. Mention your intentions, and if it don't work, you gotta move on.
Yeah.
I gotta say that because this thing may cut us off, and I'm gonna make that as like a closing argument.
Yeah.
To continue to date with intention.
Yeah.
Know what you want.
Yeah. And for
And
women,
tell that person what you
tell
want.
Tell them.
That's it.
Because women, you and I'm gonna say women and men. I'll share women first. My mom says things like this. You guys, she's amazing. We got
Mama Jerry's awesome.
We got a whole book on things Mama Jerry say. Coming soon. Keep an eye out. But basically, one of the things that she said is, otherwise, if you just are content to just have a man present, then all you got is breath and britches. Breath and britches. And for women,
I don't know what bridges mean, but I'm just.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's an old term because she old school. I mean,
Okay, go ahead, continue. I won't stop you.
And for men, if you're dating a woman and just because she's beautiful and the sex is good, after a while you're gonna get tired of that. If she has no substance, if she don't have any direction, if she is just swaying like the wind, that you will get tired of that. That will drive a man crazy, and he will absolutely get tired of with her. He'll get tired of that. He'll get tired of it because after a while it just means nothing, and she means even less. So it's like he'll be on to the next. And I say that with all, like, I understand the pain of that, but you can't just want somebody at the expense so much at the expense of you being honest with yourself and you being real with that other person. So date with intentionality. We hit on a lot of good points. Go back and listen to this video. Subscribe to our channel. Share this video if you like it or love it. And then give us some feedback on what you think. Until the next time, unique relationships, K and Q, we're here for you.
Here for you. And we love y'all, right?
We love y'all.
Yeah, word.